So we are studying 7th Canto Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 3, Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Text 25 onwards. Utthaya pranjali prahva ikshamaano drisha vibhum harshashrupulokodbhedo gira gadgadaya grunat. Srila Prabhupada's translation. Then getting up from the ground and seeing Lord Brahma before him, the head of the Daityas was overwhelmed by jubilation. With tears in his eyes, his whole body shivering, he began praying in a humble mood with folded hands and a faltering voice to satisfy Lord Brahma. So Hiranyakashipu is very happy seeing his Ishtadev appear. Uh, the perfection of any practice is when we have darshan of the Supreme Lord, when we have darshan of our Ishtadev. When a Rama Bhakta has darshan of Sri Ramachandra, a Krishna Bhakta has darshan of Sri Krishna, a Nrsimha Bhakta has darshan of Nrsingadev, or like in Keshav Kashmiri's case, Saraswati Upasaka, it is described that Saraswati, Ekanta Saraswati Upasana. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is described that Ekanta Saraswati Mantra Japa Upasana. That Keshav Kashmiri, he took exclusive shelter of one pointed chanting of the mantra which satisfied Mother Saraswati Devi. And he had darshan of Mother Saraswati Devi, and she had given him the blessing that you can conquer anybody in battle. But that backfired when he had a debate with Nimai Pandit. So the purpose of any vrat is to ultimately have darshan of the personality whom we want to please. And you can see this again and again and again. Ravana having darshan of Lord Shiva, Bhasmasur or Vrikasur having darshan of Lord Shiva, and over again. Dhruva Maharaj having darshan of Vishnu. So Janama Sapalatar, Kṛṣṇa-darśana-jar, Bhagya huyache ek bar. Vikasiya Ridnayane, Kori Krishna Darshane, Chhade Jeev Chitera Vikar. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that our life is successful only and only when we have darshan of Krishna. Janama Safalatar, only that person's life is successful. Krishna Darshanajar, who has darshan of Krishna. Bhagya hui ache ek bar. Even if once by bhagya, by mercy. Bhagya means mercy. Brahmanda Brahmita Kono, Bhagyavan Jeev, by mercy. By mercy of the Lord, Sri Hari, when he appears in the purview of the senses of the sadhaka, then only that person's life is successful. Vikasiya Ridnayone, Kori Krishna Darshane, Chhade Jeev Chitera Vikar. And this is interesting to note that first darshan happens in the heart. Vikasiya Ridnayone. Darshan happens first in the heart. And in the Brahma Samhita, we can see Santaha Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Santa, the sadhus always have darshan in their heart first. Sadaiva, constantly they have darshan. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj used to say that it is like playing a television. Somebody who's doing bhajan, they can have darshan of Krishna, his form, his qualities, his pastimes, his flute playing, his fragrance, his voice, his ankle bell sound, all of these beautiful things, and not imagination. It is not kalpana. It is not hallucination. It's not that somebody is having just dreams at night or a certain vision. Sometimes people say, I had this vision where I saw this. I had a dream where Krishna spoke to me this. Or I am seeing Krishna all the time. Some people say like that. But we must understand it's not an easy thing at all. After doing bhajan for lifetimes, weeping, crying, when someone is very chhade jeev chittera vikar, when all other desires are out of the heart and there is only one desire, that may I have darshan of Krishna. Kṛṣṇa-darśana-lālasā. Can you imagine the gopis had to cry and weep on the banks of the Yamuna on the full moon night of Sharat Purnima in the association of other gopis, and they had singing Gopi Geet. Then Krishna appeared. So it's not an easy thing To have darshan is not easy. But till the time one doesn't have darshan, other anubhuti is not possible. Other things are not possible. Therefore, in Damodrashtakam, Satyavrata Muni is saying, Varam deva moksham na mokshavadimva. Nachanyam vrineham vareshad apiha idam te vapunath gopala balam sada me manasyavir astham kim anyai. Hey Gopal, hey Bal Gopal, if this form of yours can manifest in my heart, that's all that I need. I don't need Kim Anyai. What is the use of any other desire? I don't want anything. He says that at the end of the fourth verse and then repeats that again in the fifth verse. He says, Idam te mukham vojam atyanta nilayir bratam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya muhushchumbitam bimba raktadharam me manasya virastam alam lakshalabhai. Even if millions of other desires are fulfilled, O Krishna, it doesn't come close to the desire fulfillment of having darshan of your form in my heart. May I see you. That's all that I want. Sri Netrahin Surdas ji, who was a pure devotee, was a disciple, descendant of Sripad Vallabhacharya Mahaprabhu in the Pushti Marg Sampradaya. He lived on the banks of Chandra Sarovar and he did bhajan for many, many years. And he couldn't see with his eyes, physically, material eyes, these balls of flesh that we have, which we call as eyes, which we feel give us vision. He didn't have it. And when he wrote, he would write with so much love, My dear Lord, all that I want is I want to see you. I want to have darshan of you. In Braj Bhasha, he writes, हरि दर्शन की प्यासी अखियाँ हरि दर्शन की प्यासी देखो चाहत कमल नयन को देखो चाहत कमल नयन को निस दिन रहत उदासी अखियाँ हरि दर्शन के प्यासी हरि दर्शन की प्यासी अखियाँ हरि दर्शन के प्यासी देखो चाहत कमल नयन को निज दिन रहत उदासी वाह 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 ओ माय डियर लॉर्ड देखो चाहत माय आईज डिजायर टू सी यू Kamala Nayanako, and you have lotus petal eyes. Nis din rehet udasi. Day and night my eyes are hungry, thirsty, and fatigued in this world. They are saddened because they're not able to see you. Hari darasan ki pyasi akhiyan, Hari darasan ki pyasi. And in that song, he describes the beauty of Krishna also. So wonderful. Kesar tilak motin ki mala. How is it possible? How is it possible? If you're saying you're not having darshan, how can you say Kesara Tilak Motinumala? That Krishna, you have very beautiful necklace of pearls and you have chandan all over your body and you have Kesar Tilak, Kasturi Tilakam. How does Sripad Surdas ji know all this? Because Krishna has given him darshan. And then Krishna goes aprakat, he disappears. And then Surdas ji writes this song and then Krishna appears again. It is unbelievable. Really unbelievable. सूरदास प्रभो तुमरे दरस बिन सूरदास प्रभो तुमरे दरस बिन लेहत करवट खासी अखियां हरि दर्शन के प्यासी My dear Lord, without seeing you, I am rolling like a person who has stomach pain. That is how much pain I have in me. Please appear before me. Please appear before me. Our acharyas have wept like this. Even Sripad Bilva Mangala Thakur. He Deva, He Daita, He Bhuvanaika Bandho, He Krishna, He Chapala, He Karunaika Sindho, He Natha, He Ramana, He Nayanabhirama. Ha ha, kadanu bhavitasi padam drishor me. Hey Krishna, when can I see you? Bilva Mangal Thakur, another example of someone who offered his vision to Krishna. He says, Hey Deva, oh my dear Lord. He calls Krishna by 9 names. He Deva, He Daita, He Bhuvanaika Bandho, He Krishna, He Chapala, He Karunaika Sindho, He Natha, He Ramana, He Nayan Abhiram. Oh, feast for my eyes, oh, apple of my eye. Nayan Abhiram. Ha ha. Opposite of what ha ha is in English. English ha ha means laughter. In Sanskrit ha ha means lamentation. Ha ha kadanu. Kab hoga. Kabe habe bolo se din amar. When all acharyas are writing the same thing. Hankering. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also. Kabe bolo se din amar. When will that day be mine? On the calendar, on what date can I mark that on this day I will have darshan of Krishna? Can you imagine? Today is 24th of July. If somebody says on 13th of August, Krishna will appear. Of course, he's appearing on 15th of August as Janmashtami. Yes. But imagine we having darshan. It'll be so amazing. Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur says, Ha ha, kadanu bhavitasi padam drishor me. When will I be able to see you, my dear Lord? Balam alokayenu. Oh Krishna, when can I see you? Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. Sripadadi Shankaracharya. Oh dear Jagannath, Bhuje Sabbe Benum Shirasi Sikhi Picham Katitate Dhukulam Netrante. Oh Krishna, Sada Srimad Brindavana. Oh Jagannath, you are Brindavan Vasi with a flute to your left, with a peacock feather. Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. When will that day be mine? When you'll appear on the pathway of my eyes? Shachisunu kimme Nayana Sharanim Yasyati Puna. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when will you appear on the pathway of my eyes? Everybody, do you see one common thread? Everybody's having that hankering. Kṛṣṇa-darśana-lālasā. Like the gopis. Kṛṣṇa-darśana-lālasā. When can I see Krishna? When can I see Krishna? Kvananda Kula Chandrama. Kvashiki Chandrakalaṅkriti. Kvamandra Muralīrava. क्वनु सुरेंद्र नीलद्युति क्व रासरस तांडवी क्व सखी जीव रक्षौषधि निधिर्मम सुरित्तम क्व बत हंत हाधिक विधि श्री रूप गोस्वामी क्व नंद कुल चंद्रमा where is that moon rising in the eastern direction of Nanda Maharaj's family lineage? How beautiful. Nanda Kula Chandrama. So Nanda Maharaj's family is the eastern direction and Krishna is the moon rising. Kvananda Kula Chandrama. Kvashikhi Chandra Kalankriti. Where is that full moon Krishna with peacock feather turban? Kvamandra Muralirava. Where is that Krishna who plays the flute in the lower octave? Mandra Muralirava. Rava means sound, Muralirava means flute sound, and Mandra Muralirava means lower octave. So in Sangeet, we have three octaves and much more, but three at least. You have Mandra Saptak, you have Madhya Saptak, and then you have Tara Saptak. So Mandra is the lower one, Madhya is the middle one, like the lower octave, middle octave, and Tara Saptak is the higher one. So if let's say for example, Sa is the starting Sa. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. This is the Madhya. And then when you go even higher, that's called Tar. But if this is your Sa, Sa, Ni, Da, Pa, Ma, Ga, Re, Sa, this is your Mandra Saptak. So Mandra, Madhya, and Tar. So Krishna with his big bamboo flute sits on the on the branches of the Kadamba tree and he plays the lower octaves early in the morning. And it is so mesmerizing. Krishna is not playing the higher sound. He's having the lower harmonics and he's playing with those notes. So nice. Mandra Muralirava. Where is my Krishna who plays the flute in the lower octave? Kwanu Surendra Neela Dyuti. Where is Krishna who has a bluish black sapphire touchstone complexion? Kwarasa Rasa Tandavi. Where is that Krishna who is the hero of the Rasa Leela? Ko Sakhi Jiva Rakshaushadi. Oh, my dear Sakhi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rup Goswami is writing, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's words. Hey Sakhi, in the mood of Radharani, speaking to Lalita in Vishakha, in the form of Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Jagannath Puri. Hey Sakhi, Jiva Rakshaushadi. If if I am the patient and my life being in there is the symptom, then where is the Jiva Rakshaushadi? Where is the medicine? Krishna is the doctor. Where is the medicine? His association, which keeps these symptoms down. Otherwise, the soul would leave the body. Where is that Krishna whose memory keeps the soul within? Whose absence makes the soul leave? And whose memory makes the soul live? Where Jiva Rakshaushadi? Where is that Krishna? Nidhi Mama Surittama Ko Bata Hanta Hadikvidi. Where is the treasure of my life? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Kaha Mora Prananath Murali Badan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would cry and weep. What should I do? Where should I go? How can I find Brajendra Nandan? Kaha karu, kaha paun Brajendra Nandan? Where should I go? What should I do? How can I see Brajendra Nandan? Mahaprabhu used to weep. Can you imagine if Hanumanji is able to tear his chest and show Sitaram within? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was taking his nails in Chaitanya Charitamrit and he's trying to tear open his chest. Why? Because he was asking, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? And Gadadhar Pandit said, oh, he's in your heart. So Mahaprabhu immediately pushed his nails into his chest and started scratching in the mood of Nrsingadev. He's experienced. He knows how to use his nails on the chest. So, like Nrsingadev, now this time he's trying to use it on himself and trying to rip his chest to find Krishna. And Gadadhar Pandit would hold him by the hand and say, no, no, Krishna is coming. Krishna is coming. Don't hurt yourself. So all these acharyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das Goswami example we gave, Bilvamangal Thakur, Surdas ji, we gave so many examples. Sripad Adi Shankaracharya, Satyavrat Muni, what else did we say? Brahma Samhita, right? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all of them. And Kṛṣṇa-darśana-lālasā gopis with the desire to see Krishna. Akrura going from Mathura to Vrindavan with the only desire, may I find Krishna, may I see Krishna. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. This is the only desire in the life of a devotee. Of course, eternally he wants to attain love for Krishna. Because having darshan, even Shishupal had. Shishupal had darshan of Krishna. And Ravana and Kumbhakarna had darshan of Ramachandra. And Hiranyakashipu had darshan of Narasimhadev. So having darshan is great, but if there is no love for Krishna, then that darshan will not be so effective. One may see Krishna and then one may just feel Naham Prakasha Sarvasva, no Yoga Maya Samavritam, Mudhoyam Navi Janati, Krishna says in the Gita. They will consider me to be Avajananti Mam Mudham Manushim Tanumashruta, Gita. Krishna says that somebody may have, if they don't have love for me, they will have darshan of me and they will think this is another human being. So many saw Krishna when Krishna avatar took place. So many had darshan. But not all of them realized that this is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Because there is no love. And when there is love, then one can see Krishna. So having darshan of Krishna because of ecstatic love in the heart and the desire to serve him and then feel separation when Krishna leaves and again meet Krishna, oh, this is eternal reality. Eternal reality. So a small portion of that Hiranyakashipu is feeling in his heart because for 10,000 celestial years he's covered by anthills. Just this morning, I'll tell you, I was sitting and chanting japa, and after some time, how your legs start to feel little, you start feeling little pain. And there were also some, it's quite interesting. I was sitting and chanting, and we were sitting at the temple and chanting, and just next to me, I saw some ants move. Not that they were biting me, but they were just moving. Couple of ants, they were just moving. And my legs also had become a little sore because of sitting. So I was thinking to myself, how great would have Hiranyakashipu's austerity been? He's in the same position, and I'm at least sitting, right? You're getting to sit in a comfortable place. And with two ants just on, they're not even touching you, they're just walking, minding their own business. Imagine Hiranyakashipu, he's standing on the tip of his feet, raising his arms, looking upwards, balancing, and ants have covered his body. Sometimes we have wounds on our skin, or sometimes you have itches, and the more you itch, the more you feel comfortable, but then it starts to bleed, right? You've had that experience of wounds on the skin. Imagine Hiranyakashipu's state where worms are eating him alive, eating his body alive. Ants are eating him, and he's just tolerating. And at the end of it all, he just wants darshan of his Ishtadev, Brahmaji, so that he can become Amaratva. He wants immortality. So, if for immortality, if Hiranyakashipu has to perform so much vrat, how much more vrat should we perform to get Krishna? Love for Krishna? So, the best vrat we can do is sit and chant japa with all attention, not look at our phone, not talk to others, not look around. Krishna is so kind. He has given us natural, like blinders. He has given us eyelids so that we don't get distracted. You see, while chanting japa, we have these. I don't know if you've seen, but it's very common where you have things where you stuff your ears so that you don't get disturbed by the sound of others. Like sometimes cotton swabs, or you have like little saffron colored obstructs, right? So you put it in the ear so you can chant and you can hear. Krishna is so kind. He gives you to stuff your ears, and he also gives you eyelids to close your eyes. So it's only the name. Mana madhye sthitam mantram, mantra madhye sthitam mana. In the mind, you have the mantra, and in the mantra you have the mind. This combination must be there. Three things. In the while chanting, on the finger we have money. Money, not money, but money. Money means beads. And on the tongue you have mantra, and then here you have mana. So the three makaras have to come together. Chanting with the beads, chanting audibly, and also hearing attentively with the ear. Sometimes while hearing harikatha also, people are looking at their phone. They are distracted. They are either looking at the screen, or in Harikatha also they are talking to the side, side conversations. Or especially on Zoom, it's quite interesting. Harikatha is going on, and we can have audio, video off, and we can do so many other things. Or sometimes the video is on, and you can have parallel tabs on, and we're doing something else. So this is not preferred in Hari Katha, in Hari Kirtan, in Japa. Complete attention. The mantra is where the mind is completely fused in. And during the day, the chanting should be so good that while chanting, the mind is in the mantra. And during the day, the mantra is going on in the mind. Have you seen sometimes when you hear a certain song, it could be like maybe just for 2 minutes, you sang something or you heard something, and then it goes on during the day. You're in the kitchen, you're doing dishes, and somehow it comes on your tongue, and you're like, no, how did that come? Or sometimes even in the dream it plays. We want things like that. We want that absorption in the holy name. So we chant for 2, 3 hours so attentively that the mind is fused into the mantra completely. So that during the day, the mantra is fused into the mind. Wherever we are doing, whatever we are doing, the mantra is going on. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, the example given is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would take bath in the ocean. He would meet with everyone. He would do kirtan. Throughout the day, he would honor prasadam. He would go to Siddha Bakul. He would do so many things, even bodily chores. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have some clothes to wash. He would have things like that. But Chaitanya Charitamrita describes it was always like the potter's wheel. It was always like the potter's wheel. If you see, the potter's wheel moves in one direction, it keeps moving. Have you seen? And then the potter, while the wheel is moving, he gives shape to the pot in another direction altogether. So his hands are moving in a certain direction, giving shape to the pot, but the wheel is moving in another direction. This example has been given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to say that Mahaprabhu's activities, daily activities, let's say Datun, brushing his teeth, or bathing, or washing his clothes, or honoring prasadam, they would move out of habit like the potter's wheel. But he in his mind was shaping the threefold bending form of Krishna like the potter shapes the clay pot. Although the wheel is moving in one direction, the pot is being given shape in the other direction. So Mahaprabhu's daily activities are moving on in this world, but his mind is totally absorbed. So, if not that level, at least we should seek inspiration from Hiranyakashipu's meditation that we should be determined. We should sit and we should chant. And when we are reading, we should read. There's one devotee I know, he literally puts a do not disturb sign outside his door. Of course, please don't try these things. It's gonna may look very weird if you're living in home and then your mother wants to talk to you and you say, "Okay, didn't you see the do not disturb sign outside my door?" The mother will be like, "I really don't care. I want to talk to you right now." So this devotee is like a temple president somewhere. So when he has to study Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam, he puts a do not disturb. Because typically people would come and knock his door and say, Prabhu, I need to discuss some matter with you. So for that 1 hour, when he's studying Srila Prabhupada's books, it's a do not disturb. Nobody can come. And the whole temple knows that Prabhuji is studying now. And then in the class, he shares what he read that day. So it's very inspiring. So we should be absorbed. From Hiranyakashipu, we realize that this level of absorption is needed. And when we do that, our Ishtadev will appear. How quickly, we don't know. But every day that we make an attempt, we are walking towards success. We are walking towards success. And when that happens, imagine it's described here Hiranyakashipu had tears in his eyes, his whole body was shivering, and he was praying in a humble mood with folded palms, faltering voice. So he had the different vikar, what we call as Ashta Sattvic vikar. He's having some, I don't know whether it's Sattvic, but some Ashta vikar. He's having different signs of ecstasy. Now, from 26 onwards, Hiranyakashipu is offering choicest prayers to Brahmaji, and it goes up to 35, actually 34. From 26 to 34, he is offering a lot of prayers. Um, so instead of individually explaining them, I will let all of you read it at home and study that section. Because Hiranyakashipu is just recognizing Brahmaji's position as the supreme personality. And Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna is the supreme creator and Brahma is the supreme engineer. Actually, he uses the word original. Prabhupada writes in the purport in that section that Krishna is the original creator and Brahmaji is the original engineer. Because Krishna gives all the ingredients, Vishnu or Krishna gives the ingredients to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji takes all of that and puts this universe together. So Krishna is the creator, which means he gives the elements. Like, for example, if you have to build a house, you need so many ingredients. So the supplier of all those ingredients is Sri Hari. But the one who puts the house together with all the glass panes and all the bricks and the wall and the cement and everything put together, that is Brahmaji. So Brahmaji is the engineer and Krishna is the creator. So he's the primary, Krishna is the primary creator, Brahmaji is the secondary creator. So that must be understood in that section. So let's continue from 35, where Hiranyakashipu is now starting to express what he wants. That famous section where we have always heard Hiranyakashipu had the benediction that nobody will kill him inside the house, outside the house. That is this section. So, text 35. Yadi dasyasi abhimatam varan me varadottama bhutebhya twadvisrishtebhyo mrityurma bhunmama prabho. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, O best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. So Hiranyakashipu, even after all of this penance, the fear of death remains. And this remains in the conditioned state. Ultimately, for everyone, there's constant anxiety, there's constant fear. What if? What if? Right? So, what if I go by train and what if there's an accident? What if I go by a plane and if there's an accident? What if there's a car accident? What if there's a bike accident? What if there's some other cause? What if there's drowning? What if there's fire accidents? So many concerns. Ultimately, it all boils down to one thing: death. So that fear remains. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshita syat ishad apetasya viparyayo smriti tanmayayatam buddha abhajetam bhaktyayikayesham guru devatatma. 11th Canto Bhagavatam describes that when one doesn't have bhakti towards the lotus feet of Sri Hari, जितनी भक्ति कम है उतनी पीड़ा ज्यादा, उतना भय अधिक. The more devotion we have in our heart, then abhayatvam, abhayam sattva samshuddhi jnana yoga vyavastiti danam damascha yajñascha swadhyayastapa arjavam. Gita. Krishna says, to the extent you come closer to me, to that extent you will become abhaya charanara vindare भजहुरे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणारविंदरे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. A Vaishnav starts to think that till now Krishna has protected me. Why should I worry? Why should I worry? Manasa deho geho jo kichu more arpilo tuvapade nanda kishore. Krishna, I have offered myself to you. I offered my body, my senses, my mind, my home, my relatives, my wife, my children, everything to you. So whatever you want to do with me, you can. You want to protect me, you protect me. You want me dead, no problem, because I know in that is my supreme well-being. Krishna is hataha gataha swarupam. Krishna is the only master who can even kill somebody, Putana, Aghasur, so many of them, and give them Hatari Gati Dayaka, give them the ultimate destination. Bhishma, in his prayers, he has said, Hataha Gataha Swarupam. And Sri Jeev Goswami has quoted this in the context to show how Krishna brings in all auspiciousness. So, Asha Bandha Samutkantha Namagane Sadaruchi. One should have complete faith. Rakshishyate iti vishwaso. My Lord is having more concern about me than I can have concern about myself. This is called Sharanagati. We don't worry. Krishna will protect me. But Hiranyakashipu, because he doesn't have that Abhaya Prada, he doesn't have that bhakti and that complete surrender at the lotus feet of Sri Hari, even after all of this austerity, fear remains. He is not able to conquer his fear. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Thus far, Hiranyakashipu had adored Lord Brahma as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and has expected to become immortal by the benediction of Lord Brahma. Now, however, having come to understand that even Brahma is not immortal, because at the end of the millennium, Lord Brahma will also die, Hiranyakashipu is very careful, asking him for benedictions that will be almost as good as immortality. His first proposal is that he not be killed by any of the different forms of living entities created by Lord Brahma within this material world. So Hiranyakashipu basically wanted Amaratva, he wanted immortality, and he realized that his master Brahmaji was not giving that to him. Because Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshayam. Only Vishnu can give that. Nobody else can give that. Only Vishnu can give mukti, and he will give mukti. He will not give bhakti. Muktim dadati karichit. Nacha bhakti yoga. He will not give bhakti. Krishna and Vishnu, they will not give bhakti because they are very careful. It is like the key to control them. If you give mukti, then the jiva will continue to run behind Bhagavan. But if he gives bhakti, then Bhagavan will have to run behind the jiva. Wherever the jiva goes, he will have to come behind. So he's very careful. He doesn't give so easily. Muktim dadati karhichit. Fifth canto Bhagavatam. But he doesn't give bhakti. So mukti only the Lord can give. Now Hiranyakashipu is trying to arm twist his master. Okay, if you cannot give me mukti, now he's trying to get the same thing done through different ways. Inside the house, outside the house, neither in the air nor in the sky. This mentality to arm twist our superior is demoniac. When we in circumstances want to hear a certain answer, and we ask that question to four or five different people, and we keep asking till the time we don't get what we want to hear. That's one. Or asking the same personality but in different ways. But Maharaj, if this happens, but Maharaj, if that happens, but Mataji, if this happens, Mataji, what will you do if this happens to you? Prabhuji, what should you do when? So when the instruction or a guideline has been given, now to further arm twist to get a favorable answer out of their mouth, this is what Hiranyakashipu is doing here. He's trying to somehow play around with words and get it from his master. Another thing with worshipping devatas or asuras worshipping devatas, it's quite interesting because the gopis also worshipped Katyayani Devi, but they didn't do this. What did they ask? Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi Patim Me Kurute Namaha. If this is the mood, then you can go even to Lord Ganesha and you can pray that give me bhakti, Krishna bhakti. Sri Hari Suriji has written in that section of Chirharan Leela that the gopis of Brindavan, they teach us you should have so much ananyata, so much love for Krishna that even when you see other devatas, you should fold your palms, offer your obeisances, and beg them, please give me Krishna bhakti. Then it is okay. Then no problem. But people in general, when they go to different devatas, they one day for this devata, one day for that devata, one day for this devata. They have 7 days, seven devatas. So which is that day which is for which devata is that for whom all days are reserved? That is Sri Hari. All days are reserved for him. There is no sun day, moon day, मंगलवार बुध के लिए, गुरु के लिए, शुक्र के लिए, शनि के लिए, रवि के लिए, ऐसा नहीं. प्रतिदिन हरि के लिए, हरिवास रहा. Every day is for Sri Hari. So typically when asuras worship devatas, they try to manipulate. They try to ask benedictions by which the devata is a ladder to attain a certain fruit. Bhasmasur, Vrikasur, he got it from Shivji and he wanted to test by touching his palm on the head of Shivji. Right? You can find this so many times. Ravana also worshipped Shivji and then he was lifting Kailas to show the power of his arms. So here Hiranyakashipu also. He's trying to win over Brahmaji to get what he wants. So this is not very good. But Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashant. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ata Eva Shant. Till the time we have material desires, to that extent we will be dissatisfied. Our heart will be turbulent. भक्ति करते करते भी माला जपते जपते भी पहले के कोई दुख, some lamentation of the past, some hankering of the future, some insecurity, some fear, some disappointment. These waves keep splashing on the beach shore of our heart. Why? Because of material desires. Sakali Ashant. Till the time bhukti, desire is there, that I want to enjoy something in this world. To that extent, we will be dissatisfied. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam. Atha eva Shanta. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Bhakta doesn't want anything. Therefore, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitamam jagadisha kamaye. If Krishna, you give me wealth and I become like Ambarish Maharaj, no problem. You give me wealth and I become like Sudama, no problem. Or you take away wealth and I become like Bali Maharaj, no problem. Krishna, whatever you think is best for me, you do. But one thing for sure, bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam. Lifetime after lifetime in the palace of my heart, may bhakti for you eternally live in the treasure box. I don't want anything else. रामे चित्त लय सदा भवतु मे भो राम माम उद्धर. राम रक्षा स्तोत्र. हे राम, हे श्री कृष्ण, हे प्रभु, हे श्री हरि, may love for you be in my heart. There is nothing else that I want. भवतात् भक्ति रहैतु की त्वयि. नान्तर बहिर दिवा नक्तम अन्यस्माद् अपि चायुधै न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्यु न नरैर न मृगैर अपि. 36. He's saying na antar. May I not be killed inside the house? Bahi, may I not be killed outside. Diva Naktam, may I not be killed during the day. May I not, Naktam means night. May I not be killed during the night. And Anyasmat, may I not be killed by anybody. Anyasmat means आपके अतिरिक्त और कोई ना हो जो मृत्यु का मानो एक निमित्त बनकर आए मेरे जीवन में. May there be nobody apart from you who can inflict any shasan, any discipline, or bring in any effect in my life. Api cha ayudhaihi, also or ayudhaihi, may no weapons or no hands have anybody's hands, anybody's weapons have any role in my life. Na bhumau, not on the floor. Na ambare, neither in the sky, which means not in the water also. Mrityuhu na naraihi, may I not be killed by humans. Na mrigaihi, may I not be killed by animals or birds. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Hiranyakashipu was very much afraid of Vishnu's becoming an animal to kill him because Varahadev had just appeared for his brother Hiranyaksha. So therefore he's saying Mrigai, no animal. And it's so interesting. In the last line he says, Na narai, no mrigai. He says, I should not be killed by human and I should not be killed by animal. But he doesn't say human plus animal should not kill me. Stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. Shukdev Goswami is so amazing. He uses the same term there. Satyam vidhatum nija bhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana adrishya tatyadbhuta rupamudvahan stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. When Nrsimhadev appears in that sabha to fulfill the desire of Prahlad Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami says, Stambhe Sabhayam, he appeared from a pillar, cracking the pillar in that assembly hall. Na mrigam, na manusham. He was not an animal, he was not a human. And that is linked to this verse because he said, Na narai, na mrigairapi. I should not be killed by a human or should not be killed by an animal. Back to Srila Prabhupada's purport. He was therefore very careful to guard against all kinds of animals. But even without taking the shape of an animal, Vishnu could kill him by hurling his Sudarshan Chakra. Yes. And that happened three lifetimes later as Shishupal. That's where the story started. The story started with how Shishupal being liberated through the Sudarshan Chakra, which can go anywhere without the Lord's physical presence. Yes, ninth canto, you can see the Sudarshan Chakra went chasing Durvasa Muni in the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu was careful to guard against all kinds of weapons. He guarded against all kinds of time, space, and countries because he was afraid of being killed by someone else in another land. There are many other planets higher and lower, and therefore he prayed for the benediction of not being killed by any resident. There are three original deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Hiranyakashipu knew that Brahma would not kill him, but he also wanted not to be killed by Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva, and therefore he says Anyasmat in that verse. आपके अतिरिक्त जो भी हो उनसे कोई भय ना हो मुझे. May I not be killed by anybody apart from you. Consequently, he prayed for such a benediction. Thus, Hiranyakashipu thought himself securely protected from any kind of death caused by any living entity within this universe. He also carefully guarded against natural death, which might take place within his house or outside the house. Now, it is a fact. Um, there are celebrities in the past who have had like Z security around them and expert doctors always moving with them and best cooks possible who will make sure that only what they cook is being fed to the celebrity so that there's no poisoning. And they even have medicines like pills in their pocket in case if there's a heart attack they can immediately put it in the mouth. And one such celebrity had everything around and he had a heart attack, and before he could put the pill in he died. So the pill was here, the doctor was here. The doctor was saying, take the pill and put it in your mouth. And he took it as soon as he had a heart attack, a cardiac arrest. And before he could place it on his tongue, gone. On the other hand, you can see Prahlad Maharaj was sitting on the lap of Holika. And Holika had the benediction that she will not burn by fire, and Prahlad Maharaj would burn by fire like any other human being. But the Lord was able to reverse the law where Holika was burnt alive, but Prahlad was saved. You can see so many examples. You can see um, Sri Mirabai. You can see in her life she was poisoned. There were attempts to kill her, but she was safe. Mare Krishna rakhe Krishna mare ke. If Krishna wants to kill, what kind of protection, what kind of security will help? And if Krishna wants to protect, who can kill? So this faith we must have, that let's put the reins of our chariot of life in the hands of Parthasarathi. When he drives the chariot, then you can take a back seat. You don't have to worry. This is the first chapter of Gita. हम क्या करते हैं, ठाकुर जी को पीछे बिठाते हैं, हम पकड़ते हैं। जैसे कि ऐसा नहीं कि ठाकुर जी हम आपको ले जाएंगे, ऐसे नहीं। We want to control the reins of our life. But surrender means giving it to Krishna. Krishna, where you keep me, how you keep me, I am happy, I am satisfied. The quality of food that I have, the spouse that I have, the money that we make. Chanakya Pandit says these are three things we should always feel satisfied with. We should never complain. ये सब करके क्या फायदा, यहाँ पे तो नमक कम है। ये करके क्या फायदा, ये तो नमक ज्यादा है। Always complaining on the food that we receive, that is not very good. So the money that we make, the the spouse that we have, the food that we have, we should be satisfied. And three things we should never be satisfied. In fact, we should be satisfied but not satiated. Satiated. We should go more and more, chanting more japa, studying more shastra, and giving more charity. These are three things Chanakya Pandit says. If you have asantushti, that is good. So here, Hiranyakashipu continues. He says, grant me that I not meet death. This is 37 and 38. Grant me that I not meet death from any entity, living or non-living. Grant me further that I not be killed by any demigod or demon or any great snake from the lower planets. Look at the Sanskrit for this. He says, Vyasubihi, Vasumadbhiva. So living and non-living. Asu means life. So Vyasubihi, without life. Va Asumatbhihi, those with life. Sura, Asura, Maha Uragaihi. Devatas, demons, snakes, living, non-living. Sometimes it's possible, right? That the roof, the ceiling may just collapse and the person may die. So there are no, it's neither water, there's nor air, this is not in the sky, but it's a non-living thing. Of course, he secured it in one way by saying, Nantar, inside my house. It shouldn't happen inside my house. No bahir, it should not happen outside. But it's still a non-living thing. It's not a living thing. So he's also now sealing all of those opportunities. Sura, Asura, Maha, Uragaihi, Apratidvandvatam, Yuddhe. I should not have any pratidvandva. I should not have any competitor. I should be the Aikapatyam, which means Ekapati. I should be the king. Chadehinam. I should be the monarch. I should be the one-pointed ruler. There should be nobody like me. Ekoham dvitiya nasti nacho bhuto na bhavishyati. There should be no equal to me. I should be unequaled. Sarvesham lokapalanam mahimanam yatatmanah tapo yoga prabhavanam yanna rishyati karhichit. And give me that position, Prabhupada writes in the in the translation. Furthermore, give me all the mystic powers attained by long austerities and practice of yoga, for these cannot be lost at any time. And in this way, he's folding his palms and he's telling Brahmaji, this is all that I want. Just fulfill all these desires. And surely enough, Brahmaji fulfills them, and Hiranyakashipu just gets more and more confident and overconfident, thinking that now he is attained. He has attained Amaratva. At the end of it all, even if you attain all of this, it is completely material. It will be gone with time. He did so much bhajan, he did so much austerity. Only if it was for Hari and only if it was without any material desire, Hiranyakashipu would be sitting in Vaikuntha. But the whole trip took place because he approached Brahmaji and he approached for material desires. Therefore, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Adhokshaje. Bhakti must be performed at the feet of Adhokshaja, Krishna. And what should be the mood of that bhakti? Ahaituki. Don't ask anything. Apratihata. Don't perform bhakti by mood swings. आज अच्छा लगा, अच्छे मूड में थे तो 16 माला कर दिया. आज मूड ठीक नहीं था तो हमने केवल 4 माला किया. दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रतिहता. दिस इज इंटरप्टेड डिवोशन. मूड स्विंग भक्ति. डोंट परफॉर्म मूड स्विंग भक्ति. अहेतुकी, बिना हेतु. गावह सुनहि सदा मम लीला, हेतु रहित परहित रतशीला. Goswami Tulsidas ji. He says that Sri Ramachandra is saying that the qualities of my devotee are Gava Sunahi Sada Mama Leela. My devotees constantly sing about me, hear about me, and Hetu Rahit. They don't want anything from me. Parahit Rata Sheela. They are always compassionate and merciful, doing good to others. These are the qualities of a Vaishnav, in the words of Sri Ramachandra, written by Goswami ji. In Srimad Bhagavatam, and maybe I can screen share, this is a very beautiful verse. In the 11th canto Bhagavatam, yes, here you go. Look at this beautiful verse. Manye kutaschit bhayamachyutasya padambujopasanamatra nityam udvigna buddher asadatma bhavat vishwatmana yatra nivartate bhi. Let's chant this again. Manye kutaschit bhayamachyutasya पादाम्बुजोपासनमत्र नित्यम् उद्विग्नबुद्धेरसदात्मभावात् विश्वात्मना यत्र निवर्तते भी. So this is Kavi Yogendra speaking to Maharaj Nimi in the 11th canto, 2nd chapter, text 33. Sri Jeev Goswami Pad has quoted this verse in the context of saying how bhakti brings in the ultimate good. Look what beautiful verse. He says, Manye akutaschit. So here there's a little apostrophe here. So whenever we find an apostrophe like this, or in Sanskrit you find what is called as the avagraha, there is a that is hidden there. Hmm? So this is, although we read it as manye kutaschit, it is a kutaschit. So manye kutaschit bhayam achyutasya. A kutaschit bhayam, fearlessness is the translation here. Manye. मन्ये माने मैं मानता हूं. कवि योगेंद्र से मैं मानता हूं कि यदि उपासना हो जाए. उपासना, उपासना मीन्स वर्शिप. इफ देर इज वर्शिप ऑफ व्हाट? पादाम्बुजा. पाद मीन्स फीट, अंबुजा मीन्स लोटस. लोटस फीट. जैसे चरण कमल नहीं कहते हिंदी में, तो पादाम्बुज. इफ देर इज वर्शिप ऑफ द लोटस फीट, हुज लोटस फीट? अच्युतस्य. वाह. ऑफ कृष्णा, which ultimately brings in fearlessness. And how should this, where should this bhakti be performed? In that world? No, atra, starting in this world. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatra. We start it here and we continue there. And this should be ahaituki apratihata, nityam. The word nityam means it should be without a break. So bhakti should be performed achyutasya padambuja upasanam. One should perform bhakti of the lotus feet of Krishna. We should perform it in this world and we should perform it without interruption. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, that verse, he glosses or he paraphrases in his commentary the word Nityam to mean at least once a day. One should serve Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam would mean continuously, but we all cannot serve Bhagavatam continuously because we have work and other things to do. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says at least once a day. So here we should worship the Lord, if not continuously, at least once a day properly. And what will happen? If we don't worship Him, udvigna buddhehe, we will have buddhi, which is udvigna. Our minds and our consciousness, intelligence will be disturbed if we don't worship Him. And why does that happen? Asad Atma Bhava. We consider this body to be us. I'll stop the screen share. We consider this body to be us, and therefore all the things that come to this body we consider to be our. देर इज अहम एंड मम। अहम माने मैं, मम माने मेरा। मैं और मेरा, ये यही दो शब्द हैं जो हमें इस संसार में स्थित रखती है। तो अहम, मैं, means we consider this body to be me. So therefore when this starts getting old, we feel sad, right? Actually, if we are convinced we are the soul, how does it matter? Vasamsi जीर्णानि यथा विहाय. Today you wear red t-shirt, tomorrow you wear blue t-shirt, then you wear green t-shirt. We don't cry. बेचारा रेड टी शर्ट, अच्छा था रेड टी शर्ट, अभी बेचारा ब्लू टी शर्ट. वी डोंट cry like that because we understand one t-shirt moves on, one t-shirt has little hole, one t-shirt gets loses its color because of maybe overuse for about 10 years or whatever. Similarly, this body that Krishna has given us, it will get old, it will get diseased, it will go away, but no worry. Then Krishna will give us new body, and again we will worship him. Rukmini say shata janma bhi syat, my dear Lord, for hundreds of lifetimes I am ready to serve you. But when we consider this body to be us, then our parents, our brother, our sister, our wife, our husband, our children, our home, एक एक कोना घर का, I had purchased this from here. This wall hanging I purchased from Malaysia. This I got from there. Right? There are so many memories, and then leaving one home, going to another home is painful. Then we think when you wrap up and you pack everything and you're leaving and you see your home completely empty, then you start feeling there were so many memories here. This is called moha. This is called illusion. And this is called asad atma bhava, where there is forgetfulness of Bhagavan and the eternal reality, and we are thinking of temporary bubbles, which will all burst. To the extent we are attached to things which will be taken away from us, to that extent we will be unhappy. Simple. Imagine if you're holding a little cloth and somebody is pulling that cloth from your hand. The more tighter you hold, there is pain. But if you're waiting to give the cloth, somebody comes and takes the cloth, you're ready to drop it, there is no pain. So when we understand everything is Krishna's, everything is Krishna's. This house is Krishna's. This body is Krishna's. I am Krishna's. So if Krishna wants to relocate one servant from this home to this home, no problem. Wherever my master keeps me. So if that is the mood, wife is also Krishna's, father is also Krishna's, mother is also Krishna's, and therefore the service is even higher now. आप ठाकुर जी के वरदान है मेरे जीवन में. Krishna has given you to me. Therefore, I must take care of you because you belong to Krishna. If you have love for your master, then you, so imagine if you have love for a certain deity, Radha Krishna in some temple. Then if somebody gives tulsi from their lotus feet, how dear would that be to you? Oh, this is Radha Raman Lal's tulsi. Or this is Radha Sham Sundar's flower. This was offered to their lotus feet. You're taking very good care. If this flower, let's say, was not connected to Krishna, if this flower you had found on the street, let's say this flower was gajra of somebody's hair, let's say, then it will not be that valuable. That same mogra gajra, which was, let's say, it was in the hair of some Mataji fallen on the floor, if somebody picks and gives you, this is that Mataji's mogra gajra, you think you will keep it in your bead bag? You think you will smell it? No, it doesn't matter. But because it is touching the lotus feet of the deity, because it was around the ankle of the deity, Krishna's lotus feet was decorated by this mogra garland, therefore it has become so blessed. Same with all relations. All relations. Children or parents or brother or spouse or home, they are like, they are all like jasmine mogra garland. But if you don't connect them to Krishna, they are gajra on somebody's hair. They may be fragrant, material relation. But if you connect them to Krishna, then they become prasadi. Now you're keeping that same flower in your bead bag. That same father, that same mother, that same child, that same brother, that same home, everything, that same spouse is connected to Krishna. And who is not connected to Krishna? Everybody is. Therefore, such a Vaishnava is not indifferent. He is more loving than the usual person. A normal person will have bias. He will take sides. इनसे पटता है, इनसे नहीं पटता है, इन ये मेरी बात मानते हैं, ये मेरी बात नहीं मानते। जो मेरी बात मानता है उनसे मैं समय दूंगा, जो मेरी बात नहीं मानता उनको मैं तिरस्कृत करूंगा, उनको मैं अवहेलना करूंगा। आई विल नॉट लुक एट देम। बट इफ कृष्ण इज देयर इन द हार्ट ऑफ एवरीवन, वैष्णव इज नाइस टू एवरीबॉडी। व्हाई? बिकॉज हिज मास्टर इज लिविंग इन देयर हार्ट। हाउ अमेजिंग! So if this is there, now back to the verse. If this upasana is there, then one becomes a kutaschit bhayam. There is no fear. And because there is no asadatma bhav, there is no temporary thought, there will be no udvigna buddhi. The mind will not be disturbed. Otherwise, the mind will be disturbed. Otherwise, the mind will be disturbed. So, in short, long story short, worship Krishna and worship Him without material desires. Ask bhakti. Ask for darshan, ask for seva, ask for prema bhakti. Nothing else. हे प्रभु, आपका दर्शन हो, आपकी सेवा हो, आपके लिए मेरे हृदय में शुद्ध भक्ति हो। मे आई बी अटैच टू यू, एंड इन कनेक्शन टू कृष्णा मे आई सर्व द होल वर्ल्ड। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदता। In this mood. So Hiranyakashipu is doing the right thing. He is performing austerity, but somehow the intention is wrong, and he's expecting too much from his Ishtadev Brahmaji. Brahmaji is a great soul, very great soul. यो ब्रह्मरुद्रशुक नारद भीष्म मुख्य नालक्षितो न सहसा पुरुषस्य तस्य सद्यो वशीकरण चूर्णमनंत शक्तिम तम राधिका चरण रेणु मनुस्मरामि. Brahmaji is a very great soul. To attain the lotus foot dust of Radharani's lotus feet on the head, four heads of Brahma became four hills of Barsana. He's very great. Very great. It is Brahmaji's association only which got Hiranyakashipu to the association of Prahlad, which got him, and Prahlad's association got him qualified to have darshan of Narasimhadev. So it will not go in vain. But if you want to speed up the path, then Achyutasya Padambuja Upasana Atra Nityam. Worship him here in this world continuously without mood swings, without material desires. Worship the Lord. So we have completed 3 chapters. Next week onwards, we'll start the 4th chapter of the 7th canto. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shashinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Jai Jai, Shri Radhe Shyam, Jai Ho, Ananta Koti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.